We do have an election coming up in just over a month. Aside from the primaries, there's also the important items on the ballot, and I'm specifically talking about that $1.7 billion bond for Guilford County Schools, along with a tax increase. So here's how you get your questions to these experts. You're going to text that question. The number is 336-379-5775. And again, this is a text-only question. All right, so first and foremost, let's go over the election dates for you to be aware of when you're going to head to the polls and what the timeline looks like for the primary dates. So let's put that up there. All right, so April the 28th, early voting starts. May the 14th, early voting ends. May 17th is election day. And so when you go to the polls, you're going to be looking at a ballot that includes a $1.7 billion bond for Guilford County Schools, as well as a tax increase. So this is what we want to make sure that you know that you're voting on. Again, a $1.7 billion school bond and a fraction of a penny sales and tax increase. All right, so first and foremost, Dr. Contreras, let's talk about what would this money do if it passes?
So first, I just want to thank you for hosting us today. As you know, the average age of a Guilford County Schools building is 55 years old. In 2019, the Board of Education and the Board of County Commissioners hosted an independently funded joint study that indicated that our buildings, more than half of them, were unsatisfactory. This bond will allow us to construct 3 new schools, rebuild 18 schools, and fully renovate 13 schools. It will also allow us to touch all other schools in terms of upgrading safety technology and providing other technology upgrades. So it's a really important bond in that 1 in 6 Americans are in a school building every single day. It touches every single one of us.
It's interesting because I think a lot of people think that the bond is just for schools. And so today we're kind of looking at how that school bond also has a ripple effect with the community and with the workforce. So Mr. Sanders, let's talk about that ripple effect when it comes to the job force.
Well, people need to understand in Guilford County, more than 90% of all private firms are small businesses, small business owners. These school bonds will directly impact those business owners. As we look to having a strong workforce to continue the sustained economic success we've had with Toyota and with Boom Aviation, it starts with having good facilities for our students to be able to get the degrees, get the certificates that they need. Right now in Guilford County, we only have 46% of our workforce that has the necessary post-secondary credentials for the 21st century jobs. We need to increase this to at least 60%, and that begins with having quality schools. This $1.7 billion investment is critical for us to sustain the economic success that we've just recently enjoyed.
All right, so then let's talk about what this bond does when you see it on a community level. And so, Reverend Blosser, let's talk about that from your perspective.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you for hosting such an important conversation. And I want to follow up on a lot of what Walker was talking about. When we talk about the community impact of the bond, we're looking at the reality that 75% of the people in our county don't have school-age children. So why would a school bond matter? Well, Walker's given you great examples. We've got Boom, we've got Toyota, we've got these great companies coming in that need a modern workforce, that need highly trained people. And we need to make sure that our school system is producing people who are ready to take those jobs and move our county forward. So that's a big reason of why I think the bond matters for everyone. But when we're specifically talking about our youngest members in our county, 80% of kids in our county go to Guilford County Schools. Even when you take everyone who's being homeschooled or charter schooled or private schooled, still 80% of the kids in our county are going through our schools every day. And what do we want to say to those students? What kind of expectations do we want to set for where we think they can go in their lives? Doing a bond like this allows us to have even more career academies, even more ways to prepare students to set those expectations high and really show them that their community believes in them and their community is ready to hire them when they graduate.
And you think about adding, Joe, the importance is, we think about those investments. It also is going to create its potential to create 20,000 jobs in Guilford County. Those are real good paying jobs that these bonds will allow us to create.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're talking about the bond. We're also talking about that fraction of a penny tax increase. I want to show you this on what the sales tax includes and what it does not include, because it is not that fraction of a penny across the board for every single thing that you buy. The bond is not being used, or the money is not being taxed for gas, for prescriptions, for groceries, or like if you buy a car. So again, gas, not this fraction of a penny sales tax increase. Prescriptions, it does not include that, and groceries does not include that. We want to continue to take your text questions about this bond and what it does. You can text us at 336-379-5775. We're going to be right back after a 3-minute break.